Well, it looks like Sony is soon to follow suit with Xbox on their price hikes. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I saw this and it made my blood boil a little bit. And I have to talk about this because it's just companies being greedy, in my personal opinion. So anyways, let's look at this here. I pulled this article from Forbes. The title is Sony indicates a PS5 price may go up soon due to Trump tariffs. This article is by Paul Tassi, and starting off, of course, they had to use this one a few weeks after Xbox said it was raising prices on its hardware significantly due to Trump's slate of tariffs. Now, even with most of them significantly reduced, Sony seems poised to up the price of the PS5 hardware as well, not that long after it had already previously raised prices and launched a massively expensive upgraded console, the PS5 Pro. And what they are talking about is over in, I believe it was Europe, certain parts of Europe and Australia, they upped the price of the PlayStation 5 already, and now they want to do the same thing here in America. My problem with all of this is Sony already gutted the goddamn console to make more money off of it. Now, I bought a launch model PlayStation 5. Great console. Up until a month ago, it still ran. I gutted it for a project that I'm working on. But they redesigned it, as Sony always does with their consoles, and they gave us the Slim. Now, what did they do when they gave us the Slim? You got a digital console, different plate setup, because you could spend $80 and buy a separate add-on disk drive. Now, adding on to that, what do they do to make it even worse? They went and redesigned the vertical stand, and they took that out of the box, and they made you buy that separately as well. Now, not only that, now their controllers, they refuse to use different type of joysticks. So with my launch model controller 2 months afterwards, the downward stick on the left one was sticking. So of course, cost me $20 to send that to Sony to have them either fix it but let's face it, they just threw another controller in the box and sent me that one. Where else am I going with this? Sorry, this bothers me that they want to keep using this as the excuse after Sony already gutted the goddamn console and sold you back pieces individually. Now, another thing that they've also helped make more money for them is PlayStation Studio games. I bought 2 of the collector's editions from them. I bought Horizon Forbidden West Collector's Edition, and I bought God of War Ragnarok. Both PlayStation Studios Collector's Editions, and now I understand this isn't Sony themselves. Santa Monica Studios did God of War, and I, for whatever reason, I'm blanking on the name for Horizon Forbidden West, but I feel like it's PlayStation Studios that has part in this, because another game that I was looking forward to the release for was Death Stranding 2. I will give credit that at least God of War and Horizon Forbidden West, they came with steelbooks. Death Stranding 2 doesn't even come with a steelbook in the collector's edition. So, what is that? That leads me to believe that it's Sony. And it's just I'm tired of this stupid crap. But anyways, going on with the article. Sony just had its quarterly earnings report, and with it came an inevitable focus on Trump's tariffs and how they affect both production and pricing. Well, The PlayStation 5, in my opinion, was a bigger success, or just as big of a success as the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. We are 5 years into the PlayStation 5 life cycle. For one, I'm pretty sure your R&D's already been covered and paid back. So Sony's just been making nice profit off of the PlayStation 5. I've seen some reports, and I understand that some of these aren't concrete because Sony's not going to release those numbers to us. But the cost to develop, manufacture, assemble, and ship a PlayStation 5 is about $350 to $400. They were selling them for $500. Where's the big hit coming from? Anyways, surprisingly, Sony CEO, and I'm sorry if I pronounce his name wrong, Hiroki Totoki, actually said they might consider making hardware in the US. Oh, so you're thinking of bringing manufacturing jobs to the US over this? Because that right, it says right there, which has been a big stated goal of Trump's tariffs. Though that has not seemed to be happening across a multitude of industries, given how long this would take to set up and how in flux the entire economic tariff situation is, as it seems to be changing week to week. Okay. So look at the money that Sony has. This isn't going to be that big of a hit to them, in my personal opinion. But scrolling down here, they show off that the Xbox, how their price hikes have gone with all their consoles, and their projections of thinking that a PS5 Slim will go from $449 to $550, and a PS5 Slim disc will go from $500 to $600, and a Pro could be $800 or more. Very short article, very annoying to me, considering, as I said at the beginning of this video, PlayStation took a console that was selling great, a console that was selling so great that even the early adopters had to wait about 2 months. 2 months and weeks of us sitting in PlayStation Direct queues, hoping to get through lines to get our hands on one, constantly refreshing pages like Target, Walmart, and Amazon in hopes to get our hands on one. This console has been big. It has made Sony a lot of money, and then they pissed on our legs and told us it was raining when they turned around, gutted half the console, and then sold it back to us piece by piece. So once again, this is just a big company passing on their cost to the consumers, and it doesn't matter how much money they make off of it. So I have mine. As I've said before, if Sony keeps going this route, I may just go fuck it. If they're going to keep going this digital route, if they're going to keep making things online only and constantly monitoring things that are said, yes, I am still a little ticked that I couldn't say rest in peace Lance Riddick when I finished Horizon Forbidden West, because Dick is in his name. That's just stupid. Stop micromanaging everybody so closely on something that they bought with their money. But if you feel the same way that I do about it, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. If you felt that I'm just being a complainer about something, go ahead and hit that thumbs down. You're more than welcome to. But I'm off to check out some Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards, everybody. Later.